right, this is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen here on the case for truth and justice with the right information to help improve the situation. Well, what is the situation? Well, the situation seems to be that once again, we're still stuck with decisions to be made about values, about who we are, who we like, who we don't like, how are we going to get along, are we going to get along, are we going to just keep on agitating for the cruel aid. I'm going to talk a little bit about immigration. Immigration, this is what America is based on. We are here because most of us were brought here, came here, sought to be here, ignoring the fact that there was already people who were here. So we came, and I say we because my blood, like yours, is no purer representing exactly where I came from than yours is. But we claim things based on what we look like, the amount of melanin in our skin or the lack of it, black and white, brown, yellow, red. These are all colors, schemes that God put together, and we are trying to be artists and figure out how they fit together. Here in America, once and if I don't take blame for it, then we who are here decided that those who were here were insufficient in terms of how they were dealing with and taking care of the country. So we said, we're going to take over. Europeans came to America to take over. And they have taken over. And as they've taken over, they displaced the natives that were here, the American Indian as we call them now, but they called themselves something else at that time. We've all forgotten what that was. That's not relevant. But it is relevant. They were here before. They have a history. They have a tradition. They have the ability to still be here despite the fact that we tried to kill them off. Just like Africans that are in America, try to kill them off too. When we realized we couldn't kill off all the Mexicans, we tried to build a wall and a border to stop them from coming. The immigration policy of America represents white supremacy, the desire to maintain for white people. I can understand. I'm not going to stand under it, but I can understand. And understanding it means that we should be able to see what's really going on and do something about it. If you're white and you want to come to America from Ukraine, you don't have a problem. If you are brown and you've been trying to cross that border from the southern border, you got a problem. If you're black, you're from Haiti, you're not getting in the United States without, 50 Mother May I's and all of that stuff. I say all of that not trying to give you specific immigration policies, but to point out that we are drinking the cruel aid. We are allowing ourselves to accept the fact that there are families being separated. Well, that's easy to, that's not as bad as, if you're an unarmed black man, you're just getting shot by police. It's all bad. It's all cruel aid. It's all cruel, and it's cruel because we are somehow so absorbed in trying to survive that we ignore the cruelness that we are laying on each other. Open your eyes. Stop being cruel. Stop supporting cruel. Supporting cruel means voting for people who brag about being cruel. Let's use a little logic. Here, I'm not 100% right, but I'm righter than most in this deal. We've got people who are trying to get to the United States who pay big money to people they call coyotes to bring them through dangerous areas, lie to them, cheat to them, and at the same time take their money and then have them standing at the borders where they can be blaming the United States and blaming us for our policy for not accepting who they are and what they do. They pay money. Now, if people are paying money to get to the United States and they're paying it to people who don't want them to come or who are lying and cheating to them, why can't we substitute that coyote with somebody that's real, an immigration policy that allows people who, it shouldn't be all about money. It's all about money. It's either money you've got or money you can promise. It's credit. Listen, immigrants are the reason that America is great. And keep playing that music. We're going to not blow through the commercial, but we're going to get to it eventually. We have so much that can get done in America. Right now, we're fighting inflation. Inflation is based on supply and demand. We've got too much money and too few products, and so they're taking the money back. I say keep the money rolling and make some more products. Don't force us to be poor. Force us to work harder. Force us to allow ourselves to benefit from the energy that we really, really, really have. I have a couple of guests today, high energy people who are doing things that make it easier for themselves and make it easier for you. Okay, we're going to take this short break, and when we come back, we're going to introduce Mr. Daryl Mooney, and we're also going to introduce our in-studio guest, Miss Jasmine Jefferson. Tell you what they do when they get back. You guys go do what you got to do. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, and we're going to get going with how to get by without drinking the Kool-Aid. We'll be right back.
KCAA.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
Hey, kiddo, ready to catch that movie?
Almost. Wallet, phone, keys, mask. Yep, all set.
A mask? It's not required, is it?
No, but it's gonna be busy and crowded, so I'll feel better with it on.
You right. It is open at night. Let me grab mine.
Nice! You passed the vibe check, Dad!
Wearing a mask when it can help protect you and others is just one way to keep each other safer. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Hot, dry weather and a drought are impacting our water supply, but if we work together now, we can make our water last for us and for future generations. To learn more, visit SaveOurWater.com. Let's make it last, California. Here's tip number 1. To help save our water, wash cars with a bucket, sponge, and a hose that has a self-closing nozzle. You'd be surprised to know how much you can help save. To learn more, visit SaveOurWater.com. Let's make it last, California.
This is KCAA.
All right, we're back. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. I have my guest, Miss Jasmine Jefferson here. How you doing, Jazz?
Hello, hi, how are you?
Very good, very good. I don't want to ignore the fact that you've got on a big, pretty hat. Some of the folks looking in would ask you to pull it back so they can see your face and all of that, but you do what you got to do. Miss Jasmine Jefferson, you have a company that works on pop-ups.
Yes.
So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
It is called IE Pop-Up Events, and it is just...
That's not a breakfast food.
No. It is a business that I started to help small business owners to get out and share their business to consumers who can purchase their items. They come out. Sometimes it's outdoor in event.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an event planner, and helping small businesses to get out to share their business. That's pretty much it.
On a pop-up basis in a place where they maybe normally wouldn't have that business.
Right.
Taking advantage of, say, events that other people are putting on.
Correct.
You may be the person that, say, we go to a jazz concert and we find vendors
Correct.
around the edges of the And you're the person that helps put that together.
That helps to put it on. Put it on. So
Okay.
we can, a lot of people don't. They have these businesses, but don't know how to get out there and share it. So they can, make more money, be seen, and people can purchase their product. So I am the person that's going between to get the services going, to get the people out there. They're like, I don't know how to share my business. Come see me. I want to help your business to grow. We want to grow together. Get your business out there. Get people to, get them to make some money.
Yeah, well, with the COVID, we find that we had the opportunity to we were not able to go to the brick and mortar places.
Correct.
We couldn't go to all of the places that we wanted to, and so this new innovative push for virtual businesses and doing businesses online, which had already started, but it got a big push as a result of you can't go where you want to
Correct.
go.
Well, that's another thing. And a lot of the events are outside, so we can have more of, especially with COVID. Get people out there. They're more comfortable being outside. It's out in the open. It's not as stuffy, and then safer, and you're more comfortable because it's outside.
And the rent's cheaper.
Oh, well, definitely, definitely. We like cheaper, but we still want to be able to make a profit and make some money.
And that helps make a profit. I find people are giving classes, yoga classes in the park,
Yes.
exercise classes in the park, sewing classes in the park.
Everyone's trying to get out there and make a little bit more.
And it's fair. That's what we need to be doing. We need an economy that's based a little bit more on the energy that people have, as opposed to, I have a business and I'm looking for employees, and that's important.
Right.
But most of us have something inside of us that we have a passion about.
Right.
And we want to be able to go out and do that. How many of the people that you find yourself doing business with on a pop-up basis are full-time in what they do, and how many are kind of at the hobby level or at the development level of what they're working with?
And the most of the people that have contacted me have mostly been just starting.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get the most. They're just starting their business, not very much, or doing it full time. More than half are just starting.
Okay. And that infers that maybe they have a job.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like myself, I do have a full-time employment, but I'm doing this on the side because I want people to grow. I want people to be able to get out there and share what they have. Let's all win together, and that's all I want. I want everyone to win. But to win, you have to get out there and be seen by the public so they can be able to purchase those special products that you made with your bare hands, or, they could be a reseller. That's how I started. When I started doing vendor events, is what they are normally called, I had a boutique business. But then I learned during the process, there's just not enough pop-ups or vendor events that I can attend.
Your boutique business, and you're inferring that you went from things that people make to
Right.
things that people can resell.
Correct.
In other words, they're buying things from other manufacturers
Correct.
and reselling them like any brick and mortar store would
Correct.
do, except they're maybe not a big brick and mortar
Right.
store.
Right. And that's how it started. But then during this process, I learned when I started IE pop-up events, I'm learning there's not a lot of places to go to in the IE. So then I thought to myself, okay, who's is a better person that can go out and go to these events? It's up to me to start a business so I can have more places for people in the IE to go to.
See, the person that sees the problem or the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
is the one most likely to be successful in taking advantage of either solving the problem
Right.
or developing that opportunity.
Correct.
Most of us many times get an idea and we say, why doesn't somebody do this?
And that's
Right?
what I kept saying for 5 years until I
Until
said,
you
okay,
decided to do
it's
it.
going to have to be me.
Very good. Now, I spoke of the policy that the government is having now to fight inflation. It's pretty much based on supply and demand. Inflation is a problem when you've got more people with money trying to buy that apple
Right.
than you do apples. So right now, what the government is doing is raising the interest rates to stop everybody from having enough money to buy that apple
Right.
and
Right.
reduce the bidding on that apple. I suggest that we create more apples. That we create more manufacturing, that we encourage people to do the business to create the supply that will meet that demand. I find it painful for them to take the money back and reduce people's ability to go out and buy things.
Right.
I don't know if you've had any thoughts on that. If so, I'd like to hear them.
Well, right now it's so broad I mean, small businesses is really on the rise. We are growing at leaps and bounds. And I would like to be able to put money back into the small businesses because they're the ones who's getting us to where it's really active in the community. The big businesses are doing well. I mean,
Well, they're making money now,
Right.
And they're doing well, and well describes how they are doing in terms of their personal success. Doing good, however, suggests that people are doing things to benefit society and
Correct.
others. And we are going to take this short break. And when we come back, we'll continue this conversation with Ms. Jasmine Jefferson and her pop-up business. And, we'll weave in and out a little bit because I'm very concerned about us drinking the Kool-Aid and not doing the things that we can do to support each other. And, it's good for you when somebody else is making good things so that they don't have to come take your good things. I said take, I meant burglarize, steal, what's the deal? We'll be right back.
But now it seems like things are finally coming around.
This is KCAA.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
COVID-19 vaccines help keep our families safer from the risks of COVID-19. Now, children 6 months and older are eligible to receive that same reassuring protection. As a parent, you might have questions or want to find out more about COVID-19 vaccines for kids. And that's okay. Talk with your doctor today or visit vaccinateall58.com to learn more so you can feel good about the facts. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Hot, dry weather and a drought are impacting our water supply, but if we work together now, we can make our water last for us and for future generations. To learn more, visit SaveOurWater.com. Let's make it last, California. Here's tip number 2 to help save our water. Check your toilet and faucets for leaks on a regular basis. You'd be surprised to know how much water a tiny leak can waste. To learn more, visit SaveOurWater.com. Let's make it last, California.
KCAA.
We're back. Empire Talks back. I'm Wallace Allen here on the case for truth and justice with the right information to help improve the situation. Folks, if we can get along a little better, if we can take advantage of some of the opportunities that take place when we get back with that old cohort, that older partner, that older friend that for whatever reason you guys had a little buff up about. You worked good together before, you can work good together again, and you probably have a mission or a goal that you didn't meet that you could meet and be better for both of you or all of you. We have to look for that opportunity that forgiveness provides. And forgiveness provides a lot of opportunity. So try to forgive yourself and reach out to that person that you thought insulted you, you thought disrespected you, whatever, and it was probably more of your own interpretation of self that allowed you to accept somebody's statement as one that belittled you as opposed to building you up. You are somebody. You are very critical and important, and we need you to realize that and step up. You've got good ideas. You've got great thoughts. We need you to participate. Not participate from, oh, I don't want to vote for this guy. I don't want to vote for that guy. Your vote not to vote is a vote. Your vote to vote is real participation, and that's what we need. And I know the answer is not in how you go. The total answer is not that, but it's part of the answer. And we've got to step up and understand that we have a civic duty because we have civic benefits. I mean, it's a street. You can ride on the street. We get to complain if our streets are not done right. We also could consider our communication as something that we need and should have access to. It shouldn't matter how poor you are or how rich you are. You should be able to reach out, talk, submit your thoughts and ideas because we benefit. We benefit from each other's thoughts. So you have to come along with that. Ms. Jefferson.
Yes.
Your idea of, and it's not a new idea because obviously you saw other people doing this. It just was coordinating it to make it effective and functional for you and your community.
Correct. Making it more active.
Make it more active. And you're here in the Inland Empire.
Yes.
I heard you say that there's not a lot of opportunities or there were not a lot of pop-ups going on, or there wasn't enough business going on.
Correct.
Your idea was, okay, let's magnify what is here. Let's get the people who've got little home businesses and bring them out into the area where folks can see them.
Yes.
What are some of the real interesting businesses that you've been able to look at that you probably would not have known about or seen had it not been for your desire to create these pop-ups?
Well, I'm getting, it's so many different ideas. And of course, ladies do a little bit more shopping than men. So the ladies are really reaching out. I mean, we had someone that was doing wax melts. That's an unusual item.
It sure is, because I don't have any idea what you're talking about. What is a wax melt?
It's a fragrance. It's like for candles, but it gets fragrance among the room. But, instead of using a candle, they're using wax melts. And then placing it so it melts down and it gives off the aroma in the room.
And how does the wax melt? What makes it melt?
With heat.
Okay,
you put it like in a bowl or something, or sometimes you can just leave it and let the fragrance, and you're not melting it.
Okay.
And you can just leave it and let it give the fragrance in the room. Then we have many people who, doing different soaps, and these are soaps that they're making at home.
So we have small manufacturing taking place.
Correct.
Okay, so we can say they're making it, but they're actually manufacturing.
Right.
And in terms of what I just spoke of, in terms of creating more product for people to spend money on, they really are the ultimate answer for what we need to have happen.
Right.
They always talk about, is your business able to go to scale? In other words, does it come up big enough to affect millions of people, or are you just going to be dealing with a couple 100,000? I don't know. I see churches operate very well with 200-300 people.
If you just stick to it, you just have to stick to it. I mean, look at Amazon, how he grew, and it just from one idea. You have to stick to it, whatever businesses you have, and the fact that now we are making it possible for you to come, pay the fee, and come to the location where we are during that time. Like I have an event this coming Sunday, and we have many vendors coming out, and we're constantly advertising on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
What is that event coming next Sunday?
It is in San Bernardino. The address is 5395 North F Street, and that event is from 12 to 6. And right now we have about 40 vendors that are coming out.
535 North F Street.
Yes, that is my church. It's called Life Changing Ministries.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been attending there like almost 30 years. And I brought it to him, and he said, okay, this is what you do. let's come on out and let's bring these people out so they can be able to share. Fill up the parking lot, and we advertise, and people go back and forth as far as like, what they come in, they pick their spot, and they share food. We have different foods coming, different items, clothing, jewelry.
Entertainment?
We don't have entertainment just yet.
But you are planning.
We are planning that.
Okay.
Yes. And people coming with soaps and lotions and whatever their heart desires, how they want what they choose for their business, they are coming out.
And do you help them with their own online business as well?
Some of them do have online businesses, and like they're working ways to help it to grow. And so they're getting out, reaching out. I have an online business. They're passing out their business card. We even have a lot of people that are just informational, and they're coming out and sharing things about Medi-Cal. A COVID vaccine person will be there doing COVID, giving out free testing and many different things, how people can get out and share amongst the IE.
And information is really critical. You've got people who want to open businesses. You've got people who've got health issues.
Yes.
You've got the mental health issues. You've got job opportunities.
A mental health person will
That's
be
right.
there. This Saturday,
and so
this Sunday.
there's much that can be gained by spending a little time at a pop-up event.
Yes.
And so once again, your event next Sunday at Life Changing Ministries.
Yes.
5395
North F Street in San Bernardino, on the north end by Cal State, and the hours from 12 to 6.
Okay.
And we will be there, and you'll have a variety of vendors to choose from that are coming out to share their product with the IE.
Okay. We're going to do better with that address.
Yes.
595 North F Street.
5395 North.
Oh, 5395. Past
North.
53rd Street.
Yes.
Okay, not 5th Street.
Right.
Okay, guys, rechannel. We're not talking about off of 5th Street downtown. We're talking about 5395 North
F Street.
Okay, up by Cal State.
Yes, by Cal State.
Yeah, part of ways, I wouldn't want to walk
North
there for
Park,
Cal-
it's like North Park, 50 up past 40th Street, up in that area.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. And your pastor is?
Dr. Reginald Woods.
Dr. Reginald Woods.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Okay, well, based on that, and I know Dr. Woods, and I'm quite impressed that he's pushing that
Yes.
event and
Yes.
helping you guys get that thing started. Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Now, in terms of employment, in terms of jobs, in terms of things like that, do you see from your vendors that as business gets better, that they're able to hire people? Are they looking to hire people? Are they looking to replace themselves and keep their job and allow their business to be pushed by other folks? What are you seeing as you deal with these?
I know many, like my business, many people are looking to that, and they would love the idea, but so many people are just starting up. And during COVID, a lot of these businesses were thought of during COVID.
Ah, good. Okay, we're going to take a short break. We come back and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the businesses that people can come up with. I mean, I've got 1,000 ideas and I'm not going to sell them. I'll just give them away. This is Empower Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. We'll be right back.
We've got the good. There's been so many things that held us
This
down.
is KCAA.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
Californians have worked really hard to beat COVID-19 by doing the things we know work best, like getting vaccinated and boosted, testing before and after travel, staying home when feeling sick, and wearing a mask when it can protect us and others. Let's continue to do our part to keep each other safer from COVID-19. When we work together, there's nothing we can't overcome. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Hot, dry weather and a drought are impacting our water supply, but if we work together now, we can make our water last for us and for future generations. To learn more, visit SaveOurWater.com. Let's make it last, California. Here's tip number 1. To help save our water, wash cars with a bucket, sponge, and a hose that has a self-closing nozzle. You'd be surprised to know how much you can help save. To learn more, visit SaveOurWater.com. Let's make it last, California.
KCAA.
Okay, we're back. I know you just heard that Save Our Water spot, and because it's not 900 degrees outside today, you think that's not for you. Just because it cooled off doesn't mean it's cool to waste the water. It's still a drought, folks. We do not have the rain, the water necessary for us to allow ourselves to continue wasting water like we do. So I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to turn that faucet down, turn it off. You know it's dripping. I hear it dripping. You hear it dripping. Don't just sit there. Go turn it down. You know, if that thing drips all day long, it's probably a couple of gallons of water. Now you say, a couple of gallons of water. Well, imagine yourself. Think about the last time you were thirsty. Remember? Right. And that little bit of water would have been 2 gallons of water. Whew, that'll last you a long time. So, serious business. There is a drought. We can do something about that, and we need to do it and be conscious of the fact that we're doing it. Just like we're talking about raising our economy, making life, the quality of life better for our individual selves and for everybody. Well, why should you be concerned about everybody? Well, think about it. If we're sitting at a table eating dinner and only one person has food and the other 600,000 or 700,000 don't, what's going to happen? Oh, the guy with the food is going to be talking about how thievery is in fashion. How he can't trust the people around the table because they're going to take his food and they're actually threatening his life, and he doesn't know what to do about that because even the sheriff is hungry. Well, I'll feed the sheriff. Maybe he'll help fend off the rest of these people. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't want to feed everybody, but let me feed enough people to create a little force for the sheriff. At least they'll be fed well enough to protect me. That doesn't make sense. It's scary. It's stupid. But on scale, that's what's going on. We've got a very small number of people who control a lot of money, and we've got a lot of people who are struggling. And that struggle makes itself smell bad when we look at the murder, rape, robbery, the crime that takes place because people don't have the basic necessity. Oh, yeah, now there's some people who are going to steal and rob anyway. I mean, there's some people that despite the millions or billions that they claim to have, you know, the jets and stuff that they get to ride in, they still hate other people. They hate on other people based on color, based on lack of money, based on they're not Trump. And I say that because, you know, I used to have a little admiration for a guy who was able to talk about doing things for other people. And when Mr. Trump first started, he was talking about doing things for other people. Now he's talking about doing things to other people. And I'm not happy with that part of it. And, you know, if you're happy with him because he helped you make some money, I could understand that part. But if you're happy with him because he is apparently a Russian agent that's trying to tear America up and doing a better job of that as with a couple years as president than Russia could have done with an atom bomb. The values that we've lost, the programs that we've lost, the attitudes that we've created, the cruel aid that we've served, it's not good. And I could say it's not good because anytime families are split up on politics, anytime families are split up simply because of politics, we're not doing it the way we can do it. And we're allowing something to divide us, and it will conquer us, and it will ruin what we think we've had. Now, we've lived divided for years. Don't get me wrong. I know that part. I know that America has not been fair, but at least it has kept some lanes available for you to move to make it fair. But now we're cutting those lanes down. We're making dead ends. You know, when you tell people that they can't vote anymore, that's dead end. We fought to make voting possible so that we could all have our attitude expressed some type of way. But now if you say, I don't want to hear your attitude, I don't want to hear your music, I don't want to see the clothes you wear, I don't want to see you. Matter of fact, go back to wherever. Well, I know you never came from there, but listen, in the 30s, we had an immigration policy that actually sent gobs of Mexican citizens to Mexico, players that had never been there before, born in America. But we sent them back because they were easily identified as not being white, and they spoke with enough of an accent that you could identify them. Kind of like, black folk. You see him, you know him. Hey, he's black. Folks, we depend on each other. We create things for each other that make our lives better. All we got to do is accept that part of it. Look past what we don't like. Oh man, I don't eat pecan shells. I get past the shell. I go eat the pecan meat. There's always something that you don't like next to something you do like. But you don't have to destroy what you don't like in order to get to what you do like. We can work with each other. I know it. I know we can. We do it all the time. I know of people who get up in the morning, do what they can to look their best, to smell their best, to do all the, to look there, and they go to be with people that they can't stand. But I work with it because I get paid. Oh, I get along with that stupid supervisor because I get paid. Oh, I'm willing to go in and talk to this person who never brushes their teeth. They always smell like a turtle, but I'm getting paid. And then when I go home to the people that love me, that I love, I'm able to vent on them and let them know what a terrible day I had, and that I ain't got time to talk to you kids about nothing. It's a terrible day, and blah. Come on. That's just backwards. That's insane. Don't let the world make you do stuff like that. Love the people that love you. I like who likes me. And the people that don't like me, I can understand. I'm not the greatest guy in the world. I mean, I can't double Dutch. I mean, there's a lot of things I can't do, I'm not good at. But there's a few things that I'm good at. I'm not going to brag and say what they are. I can't probably think of too many right now. But I'm a nice guy. I mean, I haven't killed anybody. I'll feed the hungry, and if you need something and I've got it, I'll generally share it. I try to make people laugh. I try to make people think. I try to be a good person. But I don't please everybody. But please don't beat me up for not pleasing you. Let's talk about it. Let's make it happen. Business. A lot of folks are brought to the thought that business, there's something wrong with my cousin Fred, because all he talks about is business and making money, and he's in this insurance business. He's trying to sell me insurance all the time. Well, do you need insurance? Well, sure I do. Well, what's wrong with your cousin Fred trying to sell you? Well, that's my cousin. Why is she trying to sell me something? Well, he's your cousin, right? Right, okay. You guys ever try to do things together? You got nieces, nephews. Wouldn't it be good to have a rich cousin? A wealthy cousin? Well, I don't know. Have you ever thought about how lucky you would be if you were, say, Jay-Z's nephew? Well, yeah, he would take care of it. He would. Well, how do you think Jay-Z got going? Don't you think he probably upset a few people on the way? Don't you think there was a time when he was making music that even his family said, man, you need to go get a job? So we fight uphill on so many things in common. There's nothing common about common sense, but there is something common about us getting along and figuring out how to do that. So, Miss Jasmine,
Yes.
every time you want to do a pop-up, everybody does it. Say, well, yeah, Jazz, come on down, bring your people, let's do this. You meet resistance.
Sometimes, and the only thing you can do is keep going. That's what I say. Keep going, keep moving. There are people out there who need it, who want it, and will, continue to, like I tell people that are that's getting ready for the pop-up. Share. We have this free advertisement. We're not gonna only depend on our family. We're just gonna, continue to reach out there. Someone wants to know.
Meet
Someone
some strangers.
needs to hear.
Yeah, meet somebody else.
Right.
That's what
There's
it's all
people
about.
out there
We're
that
going to
want your product.
take this short break, come back, and we're going to finish up with some more good ideas. I'm always encouraging people to learn how to paint a rock. Well, paint a rock. I don't mean a cocaine rock. I mean paint a rock. Make some money. How to do it? I'll tell you about it when we come back.
If you've ever been held down before.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
Okay, we are back. I know that I have promised to have my friend Daryl Mooney on, but there's a little issue with Daryl this morning. But at the same time, Novatech, well, you're going to get to see Daryl. Daryl is going to be here in San Bernardino on October 10th at 164 Hospitality Lane at the Heat Center. The Heat Center. The Heat Center. Yeah, that said it without popping. The Heat Center. And that's a little spot where we have room for 75 people or so. And you can come in. We're going to talk about wealth building. What is wealth building? Wealth building is using what you've got to make some more. And building on well, I don't have any wealth. Yes, you do. Right there between your ears is the most valuable thing on the planet for you. That's your brain, and you use that to think about how you can step forward. Well, how can I make it? Well, they say go down to the river. I say go down to the river because down at the river you can find some rocks, some smooth rocks. Or you could go down to the hobby store and buy them. Cost you probably the same to drive to the river, but you'll be, a little stress-free, a lot more ability to figure out what you're doing, and pick up, a bag of rocks, 100 rocks or so. Then I want you to go to the hobby store and let the hobby guy give you some shellac and some paint and stuff like that, and I want you to start painting those rocks. You could put the Bible verses on them, you could put little stupid sayings, or you could put little brilliant sayings on them, or you could just paint them like Easter eggs. Well, what would I do with all of those? Well, we are moving into the crafts season in terms of people who got arts and crafts will have audiences and people who are coming around trying to buy gifts and things to give to people, little knickknacks, little things that are original and unique, not shoppers who go with a list. Aunt Mary likes red. She likes this. Oh, look at this little rock. That'll be so, Aunt Mary. How much is that rock? This is a rock that you painted. went out to the river to guide or paid for it, and on the rock, whatever you did to the rock maybe cost you $2. If you tell the lady the rock is 50 cents, she ain't gonna want it because there's no value there. You put a little price tag on the thing, say $12 for the rock, but today's special, $8.50. And she looks at you, she says, $8.50 for that rock? Oh, I only got $7. She said, ma'am, and you look around and you say, I'll take it, but don't tell anybody. She's gonna run tell other people, I got the rock for $7. And they'll come back and tell you, I got the rock for $7. I want a $7 rock. Okay, you sell them the rock. So you only made, what, $7? $7 off your $2.50 rock. That's a profit of, I don't know, I don't count real good. Miss Jazz, how much is that? $2.50, let's see, $3.50, that's $1. $4.50, that's $2. $5.50, that's $3. $6.50, that's $4.50.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
That ain't bad.
Correct.
That's a pretty good profit. And you sell your 400 rocks, you sell your 100 rocks, and you made $450. Not bad. Now, what if you took some kids with you, and they each had 100 rocks, and they each learned how to paint their rocks? Now you got these kids wanting you to go every week to pick up rocks so they can paint them every week so they can go somewhere to sell them. And you've created some entrepreneurs. You've created some people who realize that, wow, if there's something I can do and it costs me this much to do it, but people like it enough to pay this much more for it, that makes sense.
Yes.
And that's all we're talking about. This is why, okay, the government's fighting hard to say, well, I would like for Medicare to be able to go and negotiate with the pharmaceutical people for the drug prices. Well, no. We don't want you to, no. You just pay the high price, and the only low prices will be from Europe or other places that they sell the product because they had to get their money back because of the Wait a minute. The government puts most of the money into that research and discovery. Come on. And if you can afford to sell it outside of the country, that $2.50 rock, you can afford to sell it to people for $5, but you want to charge us $10? No, let my guys negotiate it back down to that $5. Or actually, since we help pay for it, I wouldn't be upset if we only had to pay $3. Let you make 50 cents. But the idea of, no, you can't negotiate. No, you can't come in and tell me you heard other people were getting it for $7 and you want me to give it to you for $7. I'll tell you what, take all your rocks home. Take all your medicine home. And we'll just come back and get it under some kind of government. Oh, there's a way to be fair, folks. That's all I'm saying. There's a way to be fair, and we should approach it from that direction. There's nothing good about selling somebody a horse that dies as soon as they get out of sight. Now, you may think that's cute. Oh, I tricked him. No, that's only cute if you've paid the police to protect your thievery. And yeah, right now we can see that there's some concerns about how our police are more concerned about property than they are about people. But that's what the country was based on. We're not just a country, we're a company. So if we want to change some of the company's policies, we have to go to the board meetings. That's where we vote, actually. Our board meeting is the vote, where we decide, is the policy good or is the policy bad, and we vote. So I need you to be registered to vote. I need you to go to city council meetings. I need you to go to school board meetings. I need you to come to the pop-ups. I need you to understand that this thing does not operate without you being involved. And staying at home in the bed, unfortunately, is considered involvement. But it's not. But it is, because they get to count you. They get to make money on the fact that you're laying in the bed, not doing anything, except making money for them. And they send somebody by to check on you every now and then and raise the prices. Folks, life isn't about that. It's not about that at all. It's about Miss Jasmine Jefferson and the pop-ups.
Yes.
It's about deciding to make whatever's going on even bigger and better. So if you got an empty lot, Let's put something in it. If you've got an empty, how do you make money? Folks, you could make money being gardeners.
Yes.
When I say gardeners, I mean making my garden. I've got some property. I'll pay for the water. I'll pay for the seeds. I just don't have time to go be a gardener. But I got time to eat. I got time to eat a little of that food. If there's somebody out there, anybody who wants to grow gardens, I got room in my yard. I'll pay for you to come garden. And you can take 60, 70% of the food. I can't eat all of those. I would never be able to eat all of those, what's some little yellow things? Zucchinis and stuff. Yeah, I understand you throw some zucchini seeds out there, they just start growing. If you're growing zucchini, you got way more than you'll ever eat. Same thing with tomatoes and stuff like that. You could create an acre on my block by using other people's backyards. And if the people down the street they didn't know, I'll help you talk them into it. But you could have a block and just back and forth across the street and grow your gardens, and we could have, your farmer's market right there, or you could just imagine all the food you're able to take and go sell. And folks, transportation is not bringing you the food you want. Stores are closing now because transportation isn't that great. We just averted a rail strike. I was at a meeting yesterday with some truckers. They were mad. Truckers. I said, well, what about the country? He said, yeah, but look at all the money we'd have made if the. I said, wow, that money thing is really important. Look how we're willing to inconvenience each other just to make a little money. Man, we have to think about what we're doing. We really have to think about what we're doing. Ms. Jazz, tell us about your event. One more time, coming up next Sunday, invite people to come out. And if you don't have enough vendors, tell them how they can become a vendor.
Yes.
And I understand you're looking for entertainment. Sorry, I won't be able to come sing for you. I'll be out of town.
Oh, my. Okay.
How do they get in touch with you?
My phone number is 909-314-6623.
Give it again.
And 909-314-6623.
Let's stop right there. Phone is better than trying to write down that email. Give them the phone number one more time.
My phone number is 909-314-6623.
Very good.
And my name is Jasmine Jefferson.
And give Miss Jazz a call. And we appreciate your time, Miss Jazz. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you for having me.
Don't forget, guys, October 10th, Daryl Mooney at the Heat Center, 164 Hospitality Lane. Give me a call, 909-915-7922. I don't have room for everybody. Only room for the first 50. First 50, you got a deal. After that, sorry to tell you, but it's all about Novatech. Novatech is the place where I'm getting 3% interest compounded every week. Can't beat that. 909-915-7922. Give me a call and I'll tell you what to do. See you next week under two circumstances. One, if the good Lord's willing. Two, if the creek don't rise. God bless you. Thank you for spending your time with me. See you next week.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk